What's up, everybody? You're about to watch Podcast with Frank. This week we're going to be talking about Game of Thrones, who the next Batman's going to be, and who knows, maybe we'll start talking about other stuff coming up next.
You got to pick yourself up. Pick yourself up. You got to pick yourself up. Pick yourself up.
Alright, everybody, welcome to episode 13 of Podcast with Frank, the podcast where we talk about movies, TV shows, and much, much more. I am joined, as always, Luke Ganz.
Howdy.
And I'm also joined, as always, my cameraman, Joe Critelli.
I don't have to do anything today. The camera's working automatically.
That means we can't fire you?
I mean, you can, but...
Okay, we'll find a way.
Alright, we'll get right into it. We only got one thing for a news roundup. No trailers really came out this past week, so we got no trailers to really talk about.
I got an interesting trailer that just came out. Angel has fallen.
You know what? I saw a little bit of that. Why does that sound familiar to another
it's from the Olympus Has Fallen universe.
That's what it is. Okay.
It's what is it? Olympus has fallen, London has fallen, and now it's Angel has fallen.
I forgot about that other one.
So
too.
are they attacking heaven?
No, I mean, from the trailer, what I watched, I don't really know. I don't know if the guy's name is Angel or some kind of concept. I don't know. He's fishing with the president, and the next thing you know, a drone strike comes in, massacres everyone there except him and the president, and then when he wakes up from his coma, he's the one that's being framed for killing or attempting to kill the president.
Okay.
So then the concept's behind that.
Interesting. Yeah, I only saw bits and clips of it.
We actually do have another trailer to discuss. I just remembered.
What?
Westworld. The Westworld trailer just came out. Did you see it?
I did not watch it, but...
Did you see it?
I love Westworld, and I didn't even watch it yet.
Dude, Aaron Paul's in it, man.
Aaron Paul is the main character of this.
Wow,
that I know of. Aaron Paul and Kid Cudi. Kid Cudi is in this season.
Wow.
Yep, he's in
So
the trailer.
he's done with the Need for Speed franchise, I'm
I
assuming?
guess. I guess
He's been
both
done
of
with
them. Are you sure it's not a crossover event?
I can't be sure of
You
that.
can't be sure. You definitely
never
cannot be. Exactly. Yeah, but I mean, I watched it. It looks cool. The thing that kind of got me excited about Westworld was that it was truly in the past, it was the Western theme.
Yeah.
With the robots and the finding the becoming sentient and stuff like that. So I think for me, it's this whole trailer kind of centralized all around, I guess, the future, and now the main character, Dolores, has went into modern day, and she is amongst the people that are the living.
As Charlotte Hale, right?
No, she's just herself.
Okay.
I mean, maybe she's advertising as Charlotte Hale. I don't know. It didn't
Right.
It basically described it all as that or whatever. And Aaron Paul is narrating the whole time, saying how he has to find a piece of himself, and he has to find something real. And the trailer basically ends with him saying, "I have to find something real." And he goes, "Hey, do you need any help?" And it's Dolores crunched over, and then looks up at the camera like she just got in a fight, and then it cuts.
Interesting.
So Aaron Paul, he's a droid too?
No, that's what I'm saying. I think this is from the basis of someone that we're expecting to be a human, and they're kind of battling with their everyday gripes of just being a human, and then they end up wanting to find someone that's real because they're so focused on everything that's futuristic, and they feel like they can't get away from all of the electronics and all the technology. So then he's searching for this, and then it looks to be that is the thing that he goes and finds, and ends up being her.
Interesting.
So I mean, I think it looks cool. I do really like Westworld. I'm a big Westworld fan. I really liked the first season. The second season was good. I don't think it was great. I think there was
definitely.
I mean, there was definitely some things that could have been fixed, but I'm excited to see what they do with this season. I don't think it's going to be anything Western involved, so that's why I'm just confused now why they wouldn't just change the name to Future World.
True.
Well, it all started in Westworld. And
but
it's probably all going to end there too.
Yeah, let's not get into big spoilers. That's the next show I want to watch.
Big spoilers!
But I'm excited that Aaron Paul's in it. I mean, I'm sure you...
Watch it.
What?
So I said I forgot you didn't watch
Yeah.
it.
Well, I mean, what we said doesn't describe anything of what Frank will be able to.
Yeah, right.
And that's not a pick at you. That's just
Oh, no, I understand. Yeah.
Yeah.
Word.
I'm straight up sunning Frank.
All right, so there's that for the trailers. Our one and only news topic for the news roundup this week is the new Batman, Robert Pattinson. I'll start off with my first thoughts on
Are you
this.
sure you don't want me to go first, and then we can end on? I feel like we should end on Frank.
How about
because of how he feels?
How about me first?
How about Joe
Alright,
first?
go ahead, Joe.
So I don't
We're gonna
really have
work our
much
way
to
to
say.
Frank.
I like Batman. I like the Christian Bale Batman. I didn't like the Ben Affleck Batman. The other Batman, the old Batman, I don't know. Never knew him. But
Who? George Clooney Batman?
is that who it is? Really?
George
Well,
Clooney,
it's George
Michael
Clooney
Keaton.
and Michael Keaton.
Okay.
Michael Keaton's a better
And
Batman.
there was one other one too. Forgot his name. Val Kilmer.
Fuck.
I think it was Val Kilmer for Batman Forever.
Maybe, but we're also missing the old Batman. The old Batman was
Adam West.
Adam West.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
that's the guy I was thinking of.
Adam West,
Yeah, Adam West.
like
He
the
was-
Family Guy.
yeah, the Family Guy guy.
Yes, correct.
I don't know why they picked Edward Cullen as Batman. I don't hate it, but he's already a vampire. Why does he have to be Batman and vampire?
That is kind of ironic, isn't it?
He saved that joke. He's been writing that down. You've
Wait,
been so
wait,
excited
wait.
to say that.
I just unintentionally
Made a joke.
500 IQ right here.
That was a good one. I give you props for that.
I could just end it like that, really. I mean, I have more to say, but I think I can't ruin it now.
Ended on a high note.
Ended on a
I
high.
always end up screwing something up.
I mean, I think it was. I don't hate the hiring. I think they're trying to go with a younger demographic, and they're trying to target a different style of actors and actresses, in my opinion.
Okay.
I can't really put my finger on like what it is. It's very hard to kind of pick up on. But I mean, we'll see. You know, you're gonna have to get a new shirt soon because
I know.
Yeah, that's
No longer Ben Affleck.
yikes.
Yeah.
We'll just get some tape.
But I mean, I'm just I'm very excited to see how DC's gonna try to kind of pick the pieces up. It's that game like in high school, you know, in the junkyard race in high school, when you had to like one member would go down and they'd
grab a
bring
whole-
something,
Yeah.
and then they'd bring it back, and you had to keep handing it off. Basically, you're on the last player, and you have way too much to carry. It's like the scrawniest guy has to carry like 10 pads of football equipment. Just not gonna happen, you know? So, like, I think DC, I hate to say it, but I just feel like they're in a place where it's like, Marvel has set themselves up for the next, like, 20 years.
Yeah.
They could probably put out 5 stinkers in the next 20 years, and they will still be at a better pace than DC will, in my opinion.
For sure.
Just because of the storytelling that they do. The character arcs, wow, rest in peace character arcs. I used to love those on TV shows, you know, but...
What's that?
Yeah, exactly, what is that? But again, I think I'm interested to see how they approach it. Like, is it a dark Batman? Is it kind of like a Nightwing-esque
Right.
Batman, where like that it's more of like a gritty kind of thing, or is it going to be like the Cape Crusader, Christian Bale kind of guy?
Gotcha. All right. So my initial thoughts on it, I'm not too happy with it. You know, it's another shaky DC move. Like Gal Gadot, she plays a pretty good Wonder Woman, but when she was first casted, I was like, ooh, I don't know about this. I mean, you could say the same with Ben Affleck's Batman, but that's still a better casting call, in my opinion, with Ben
Yeah.
Affleck than Robert Pattinson would
Pattinson.
ever be. And yeah, listen, the video podcasters, the movie podcasters that I listen to and watch, they say he's not a bad actor outside of the Twilight movies. He was in that pretty good 9/11 movie, I forgot what it was called, and a couple of other indie films where, you know, he had a really good acting role. So it doesn't make me too mad about it, but I'm still not happy about it. I just think it's a very shaky move. The only good things about this whole Batman project coming out is that it's directed by Matt Reeves, who directed War of the Planet of the Apes and Dawn of the Planet of the Apes, the second and third one, which were fantastic movies.
Big fans.
And yeah, Matt Reeves even said that he wanted to go for a younger Batman, so in that sense, it does make sense. I hope he plays that part right. I know he could be gloomy, which I guess works for Bruce Wayne Batman. The physicality, he better start jacking up. You know what I mean?
He might be pretty big.
You think so?
I don't know. He might be though. Like, come on, he was in Hollywood.
I feel
for
like
how
he's a
long
little
now?
scrawny. Like, isn't he like kind of skinny? Like,
I'm trying
really
to look.
skinny?
I'm looking
They-
currently at his movies because I just want to see like the reviews.
Yeah.
Maybe they should have got the other guy from Twilight. I'm sorry. I didn't mean
Who?
to-
Oh, the wolf, right? What's
Yeah,
his name?
Taylor Lautner.
Okay, yeah.
Oh my god.
Yeah. You know, we'll just see how it is. I want to see I'm ready to see a first picture of him. I'm ready to see a first trailer already. You know, a Batman solo movie has been needed for a while now, especially in this new DC universe. Like I said, another shaky DC move, in my opinion. You know, it's like flipping a coin with these type of things, I think. But yeah, that's all I really got to say about Robert Pattinson as Batman. The only one other thing I'll add about it is that I hope it's a younger Batman in the sense where, like, he's still going to be making mistakes, you know, early in his career. They did a really good job doing that in the Batman Arkham Origins video game when he's younger and, you know, he unintentionally knocks someone out before getting all the answers out of him that he needed. Like, those kind of mistakes.
Yeah.
I hope they do that for this movie.
Well, the whole thing is you have to figure out what their effing plan is, man.
I
like,
know.
because like at the end of the day, sure, make a movie,
I don't
but
even think they know.
what is the course? Like, who is the villain? Like, I just don't understand DC's whole. Like, I just feel like they don't do a good enough job introducing villains in movies and then just dropping hints and then doing whatever. Like, you know, I'm not gonna knock Aquaman. I heard it was pretty good. Like, a lot of people liked what it was. I enjoy the Wonder Woman movies. I really do. I think they're pretty good. And then Superman, the new Supermans are pretty good movies. I like that they're kind of a darker shot movie. They're definitely not a fun, outgoing Avengers Age of Ultron or you know, Winter Soldier, even where like they tried to go for a darker, but like it's lighter because there's joking, there's characters that can do that.
Of course.
I just like I can't put my finger on what they're gonna do because like it's now you put him in. Are they going to try to say that Ben Affleck died? Like, are they going to say that there's just a new Batman?
I think they're making it as a prequel story. Like, in the same universe, it's still technically like Ben Affleck, but just younger.
Yeah, but so then the whole problem is what do you do after?
I know.
Because Ben Affleck's done. So the prequel story will only have relevance, obviously, which is fine. But then it's like when you get caught up modern day, what's going to happen when the next movie comes out that needs Batman, that has affiliation? You know what I'm saying?
I 100% agree.
I just think that they are such in a crappy place with it. It's like, in my opinion, don't even do a prequel. Just put him in. Just put him in the series because you know what? If I were them, I would make like. Robin, I know is the Robin show, Batman and Robin, like Robin's sidekick, isn't there a show or is there affiliation to any degree or no?
Oh,
just so I know, like Gotham affiliated.
No, the Gotham show is its own standalone thing. Yeah.
So technically, what they could do is, you know how a lot of people speculate that Nightwing is the guy from the third movie? The cop.
Yeah, I forgot. Well, his real name is Robin.
His real name is Robin, whatever. But they always speculated that because again, back to the whole thing that was supposed to be part of the arc was that they were going to eventually get to that.
Yeah.
I would like to see DC do that. Like they have the cards. Like they can play that and say Robert Pattinson was his sidekick, was learning under him, was like a cousin or like someone almost like a Spider-Man to Iron Man.
Sure.
And when Batman died, kill Ben Affleck off. I don't even care how you do it, just kill him off and then have him step in. At this point, you don't have many options to try to say, oh, well, no, this is the Batman that's been there all along.
Yeah. So, I 100% agree with you. You know, it's Wonder Woman 2, it's going to be another prequel story. It's not like it's going to be current time in this
The
DC timeline.
What is it, 1980, whatever?
1984 or Wonder Woman 1984, that's the title of it. And now they're doing the same thing with Batman where it's going to be a prequel story. What happens when they want to do another Justice League movie? It wouldn't make sense to have Robert Pattinson in, you know, at present time. It just
unless you
wouldn't
make
sense.
him look real young and then you wait 3 years and hope to God he can grow a beard quick and that they can do enough to him. But
or we're all totally wrong with this, and this movie isn't even a part of that DC universe. Maybe it's just its own standalone thing, like they're doing with Joker.
I would love to see DC do that.
Yeah.
Do another standalone movie that has no affiliation. Like, what? Are you kidding me?
I know.
What was the name of that Harley Quinn movie again?
Birds of Prey and the Fantabulous Emancipation of One Harley Quinn.
I'm out on that shit. Sorry.
Yeah.
Try not to curse in the pod, but fuck that. But it even is crazy to think that they're doing so many spin-offs and whatevers. Meanwhile, we got Spider-Verse that is a Sony property, and there's still nods to the Spider-Verse in the new Endgame movie and vice versa.
Yeah.
Like, are you kidding me?
It's true.
DC's not able to. You guys aren't able to do spin-off movies that you can tie in. Like, you are really that bad. Like, again, I'm just being a hater. Like, shout out Todd. We'll eventually have Todd on here to talk, like, DC stuff. Because, like, we'll do, like, a 2 Marvel versus 2 DC people. And it'll be, I'll tell you right now, it'll get heated.
You ain't gonna win, Frank.
But, I don't know. I just think, again, it's like, I was worried when Disney kind of dipped their toe in the water with Star Wars and Marvel. And clearly one of them is working out. So I'm happy about that, at least.
So, you know, a little off topic with this. What do you think about the Game of Thrones creators directing the next couple Star Wars movies?
Do I have to answer this question?
I'm gonna say you're not a fan.
No. Oh, so is this Old Republic? Did this get officially announced or no?
It didn't. We're gonna hope it's the greatest era of Star Wars lore, but one of the greatest eras of Star Wars lore. I know you feel differently.
At the end of the day, Old Republic is something that's only been touched upon with the games. So technically they have a lot of leeway to kind of to mess around with.
Is that going to be something in present time, or is that like a past story?
Old Republic is thousands of years prior to the Star Wars universe that we know. So it's basically identical to the prequel for Game of Thrones.
Gotcha.
Right? Wouldn't you compare it to that, basically?
Yeah, there's thousands of Sith and Jedi. It was before the Rule of Two, where the Rule of Two is where there was only allowed to be 2 Sith lords made by...
So why the Emperor and Darth Vader are 2? Like, there's the main bad guy, which is the Emperor, which Anakin eventually, like, ends up deciding to join him.
Yeah.
And then Darth Vader, you know, obviously. The 2 of them are under the Rule of 2, like Joe said, where basically it's just that there can only be 2 of them at one existing time, instead of, like, in the Old Republic, when there used to be an entire Sith army versus an entire Jedi army.
Okay.
And the Jedi kept those ways because they continued to train them, but the Sith went into hiding and believed in the Rule of 2 that only 2 people.
They're all just killing each other anyways. It was Sith backstabbing and backstabbing each other over and over.
So maybe these 2 are a good fit for this.
I mean,
you know?
they could be, realistically. Yeah. I mean, but we're worried. We're worried about it,
my God, no, I'm very worried.
We're worried.
The only reason I'm not as worried is because we haven't seen it in movies yet. So it's like, for me, I didn't play much KOTOR, but I'll tell you right now, like, I am in love with the mini movies. If you've ever watched the YouTube mini movies, they're amazing. It's only like 30 minutes of full mini movie, but the backstories behind each one and the graphics on them are impeccable. Like, for a computer game, obviously it's not the actual one you play, but like for the intros of what it is, it's amazing. And the storylines are awesome. Like, they're very cool to see how the old ways of Star Wars worked. My concern is, number one, it's going to be casting. Like, I would love to see them pull something out of the hat where they just get a young cast of people that aren't big named actors or actresses.
They build them up
and they build them up. I would love to see that. I would really love to see them introduced the exact same way that we got Mark Hamill, Carrie Fisher, and Harrison Ford. I would love to see that. But the thing, again, that I go back to, and the thing that worries me about all of it is, again, it's like, that is something that I can't really speak to it as much, but that is something that diehard Star Wars fans do not take lightly.
Right.
So that's where I'm worried, in the sense that I'm very excited to see it, because I want to learn more about this, and I know a good amount for someone that is kind of out of touch with the game. But it's like, you don't have much room to mess up, because you already basically kind of fumbled the original trilogy. in the ending of the Skywalker saga. So I think that's where I'm worried. I'm just like, okay, like, I really hope to God they're doing something. Like, I hope they have a good game plan with it.
Yeah.
But we'll see, man. I don't know.
I love the Old Republic personally. That whole era is actually my favorite era in Star Wars, and it's hard for me to say.
No, I mean,
I'm so worried.
I don't even watch it, and it's like it's one of my favorite eras just because of what I know about it.
Do you know? Have you ever heard of Lord Revan, Darth Revan?
Oh, Darth Revan is
Dude,
like
his story.
He has a red saber and a purple saber. It's like the most badass.
Like
thing.
together,
like
dual purple, red.
double.
Oh, okay.
And one's purple and one's red.
He was basically that
dude.
era's Anakin, I would say, Skywalker.
I would say, yeah.
Him and his brother friend, his friend brother Malik.
Friend brother. Well, Malik's a bad guy.
Yes.
Like bad guy. And
Yes,
so is
bad
he,
guy.
but like.
That's a story for another time.
Yeah.
I was about to whisper.
We can go into some crazy stuff at one episode,
man.
but
I'm so excited. So one quick thing, Luke.
We'll
you
see.
did see the the video game,
I've
like
watched
the
all of them.
trailers, the
I've
Old
watched
Republic
all of
ones,
them.
not Knights of the Old Republic, but the Old Republic, the MMORPG one, where it's like.
which one? Because I've watched.
Oh, you watched all the expansion trailers, right?
Yeah.
How beautiful and well made were those, Frank?
Wild.
You'd be so surprised. I'm gonna show you next time we
Yeah,
hang out.
we can even show you
movies?
afterwards. It's just like
They're so well shot.
they're just
well shot.
They're
It's
amazingly done. I don't know.
CGI, Frank. I said well shot. That's how good it is.
Yeah, yeah. There's no actors or actresses. Nothing.
Okay.
It's
voice actors.
It's all. I mean, yeah, but like, just how it's done. We'll even have you look it up and watch it. But like, it's just so good, and just the plots. The plots a lot. Like they drive me in, and I'm like, I don't even know what's going on. But like, it's just like sick to think these concepts up, and you're just like.
You know,
like this
that was
dope.
the game I was waiting for. I joined a guild, 120 people. I was one of the guild leaders. I was waiting for that fucking game to come out. Bleep it out, Frank. It came out, ruined by EA, Electronic Arts.
Of course.
Ruined. 8 months, dead.
Wait, so you don't play any? You don't play Battlefront 2 anymore, right?
Well, the old one,
No,
I
the
do
new
play.
one,
No,
'cause
I only
I'll-
played the. All right, so I played the beta of the first one.
Okay.
Oh my god, I was cooking on the computer.
I was killing it on the first one. Oh, I loved it. I was so good
couldn't-
at the first one.
I couldn't do it though. I just didn't. I didn't want to.
Well, so I went and I bought the second one because I was like, all right, well, there's some bit of hope because I think the first one was decent. I didn't think it was great, but I was like, okay, like it's decent enough to warrant me buying the second game.
Mm-hmm.
I bought the second game and it was dog shit. It was terrible. It was so bad, but. I think after a lot of hate and a lot of bad reception from the fans, DICE went back
They did.
and they fixed a lot of it.
Okay.
I haven't had PlayStation Live in months now just because I don't really need it with how my life goes.
Mm-hmm.
My job kind of supersedes it, so when I get home I watch Seinfeld.
There you go.
That's like literally my life.
Right.
So when I'm playing FIFA or Seinfeld, so I don't really need to play online shooters as much anymore. So I'm disappointed that I don't get to see what it's like, but from what I've heard, I'm not really missing anything, which is great. So but I don't know, it's disappointing just because like those games were my favorite. I still have my PlayStation right now currently set up in my basement, so I can just go and play Battlefront 1 whenever I want. 93 and 6 the other day. I was killing it, your boy.
If you were an Xbox Live member, like 2 months ago, they were giving the original one backwards compatible, like slightly enhanced for free.
That's fire.
So
That's
I was ripping that one. I played it a lot on the PSP. All like there was like 4 games.
PSP throwback, baby.
I didn't have a PS2. Or,
Oh no.
No, I didn't. I missed out.
Oh,
on some great
PS2 was a
things.
wave, man.
That was.
PS2.
I know,
Look,
man.
everyone's gonna hate on us and say Xbox 360 and all that shit. Like, well,
PlayStation
Xbox
2.
360 was technically PS3. Whatever. Like, so Xbox, the original Xbox was against PS2. In my opinion, dude, PlayStation 2 just doesn't, like, you can't touch it. PlayStation 3, I can understand where a lot of people jumped to Xbox 360 because everyone had one, everyone was online, blah, blah, blah. But I'll always stay loyal with PlayStation. Like, I'm sorry, I can't leave it. It's just like, that's my...
I'm about to join the train next year.
Homies. You should do it.
Next
PlayStation
winter,
5,
right?
right?
Yeah.
We're gonna see, Frank. I think I'm making the jump over.
Okay. I've been playing PS4 myself these past couple of nights. I rebought the Jack and Daxter
Oh
trilogy.
yeah, I heard you saying that.
Yeah.
Nice. You'll be able to play it on the PS5 in 4K remastered, probably.
I heard everything's going to be backwards compatible, right? Everything. That's awesome.
That's so.
amazing.
I'm gonna assume the Xbox is gonna be the same way, but we can't
Yeah.
be sure. So it's tough for people that are on the edge of this console
man.
war, this
Yeah.
upcoming war.
I think this next console war is going to be a very interesting. one.
Our friend group literally had a war over like PS4 and Xbox One. Like, it was crazy. It was like an actual war.
It was the exact same episode of South Park.
Oh my god! Yeah, literally was like
The
that.
exact. I'm not even kidding. I think I'm going to watch those tonight because I keep thinking back about how good those were. Like, those were amazingly written for like what they were,
Right.
and like I need something that actually has good storylines to it because I'm still in.
You guys should have seen what I wrote on Reddit, dude. This person was like,
What you wrote or you read?
what I wrote.
Joe's like a Reddit user.
Oh my god, this person was like, you know, the episode is only getting a 4.5 right now. We should all bump it up. It's not worth a 4.5. And I literally posted this whole thing. I'm like, yeah, it's literally a 3.5. Like, and I named all these reasons why.
Okay, wait.
It's not
Let's
actually
really
a
quickly.
3.5.
Let's really quickly talk about this though. I've been seeing this a lot on the internet. Like, the whole rewrite the season thing. Shut up.
Yeah, I
Shut-
saw that.
shut
It's too
the-
late.
No, it's not that it's too late. Look, man, I'm as bothered as we all are that it didn't work out the way we wanted it to. But at the end of the day, regardless if the actors and the actresses were disappointed or not, they put in their hearts and their souls into those performances. So for you, a shitty nerd in your basement, I'm sorry. But don't, like, come on, man. I'm going to tell you every day that I don't like this season, and last season wasn't as great either. There's a lot of good to them, but there's a lot of bad to them. But that doesn't warrant me going signing a petition and trying to ruin these people's lives.
Yeah,
these
that's
people have
kinda-
spent the past 10 years trying to dedicate to these performances and this show. And for you to go on your, I think we should all boycott and make sure that we don't ever watch something so bad again. So we need a remake. This isn't the Sonic movie. This is a lot different.
Oh, thank
Yeah.
God.
You're talking about astronomically different budgets, astronomically different ranges of people that are watching it. You're talking about cinematography out the ass. The
Yeah.
music, everything that's put into this is done beautifully. Yes, the writing has not been good. But again, it's because of, in my opinion, it's because of what George R.R. Martin handed them.
Yeah.
George R.R. Martin handed them up in season, let's say, 5 or 6, and was like, it's on you guys now. Whatever you want to write. But he said you only have this many episodes. Well, imagine getting dropped this entire textbook and saying you have 3 months to finish the rest of it.
Yeah.
It's not an easy task. I'm still bothered by it.
Yeah.
But all of you people out there talking about how it needs to be redone, remastered, whatever. If they had said we'd like to, then I wouldn't be bothered. But don't go and start saying that because you're pissed. I'm the biggest critic when it comes to this season with you guys.
Yeah.
But don't do that, man. That's just wrong. It's wrong to critique someone's work like that, in my opinion.
And I mean, for this season being 6 episodes and it took them 2 years to make, you really shouldn't be saying, you know, like
No,
I guess they tried their best.
No,
even though we do wish it could have ended differently.
Well, again,
but
I
they
think
still dedicated. 2
I think
years.
a lot of people are bothered because their whole thing is, it's like, oh, you had 2 years, or like a year and a half,
Right.
and you messed 6 episodes up. And you watch the Rotten Tomatoes score go down. Like, it very much went from a 90. Every episode continued to drop.
It's a
And,
consistent drop, too.
and like, I think we all sat here in episode 1, we were like, we didn't all like it. I think we all sat here in unison and
it
we're
was
like,
like, whatever.
we were like, it's okay. But we were bothered because we were like, all they did was wrap everyone's stories up.
Yeah.
Like, you know, it tied to where everyone was. And then the second episode did the same shit.
Yeah.
So then it went down again. I was at the Nike store today, and a guy saw my shirt. I was wearing a Game of Thrones shirt. A guy saw my shirt, and he goes, so did you like it last night? I was like, yeah. He's like, yeah. It was, and I said, I'm like, not really. I mean, like, I'm kind of just happy it's over. Like, I really did enjoy the show, and I'm happy that I was a fan throughout it.
Yeah.
Most of it. Obviously got on late. And he goes, yeah, man, the Battle of Winterfell was the greatest episode I've ever watched. And I swear, I took my card out, put it in my wallet, I said, guys, have a good night. And I walked out because I just did not want to engage in that conversation at all. Because again, I think the problem with it, we were talking about it on the way, the people that just watch this season just to watch it because they're like, oh, maybe I'll dip my toe in the water. I'll try it out. Like, my girlfriend just started watching. She liked it. She thoroughly enjoyed the past 4 episodes she's watched.
Mm-hmm.
But if you're a fan, you're not going to because of what you've seen.
Of course.
But I think it's like that's the thing that worries me is it's like those fans really kind of saturated the market and the later fans that were there for the sponsorships and the partnerships and the Nabisco and the cookies and the shirts and the this and the makeup lines and the and it got away from them actually wanting to build these arcs. So that's what bothered me about it. But
it's crazy to me. How like generalized and how like Game of Thrones got so big, and I'm not gonna say so fast because it's just a wonderful show.
I think it was pretty fast.
It was fast. But
Warrant, the show was out for how many seasons and it was popular, and then the past couple years, I feel like a lot more people have said, I'll give it a shot, and then they binge watch it, and they're like, okay, like it's which. No problem with. Yeah. We live in the technology. We live in the age where binge watching shows is supposed to be what you do. That's where you But I don't know, man. I triggered.
I said this at work the other day. I kind of wish at this point, like this is before the final episode aired, I was like, I kind of wish at this point that I was one of those fans that just got on board, so I would enjoy this last season, maybe. You know what I mean?
It's been like 4 years for you.
My girlfriend felt I felt so happy for her. I was like, I'm so proud that you actually. Yeah. Like, she was texting me reactions last night, and she's gonna go back and we're gonna actually watch it together. So I'm excited to rewatch it.
Yeah, sure.
Hopefully, when I rewatch it all the way through, maybe the ending isn't as bad when I thoroughly watch it all in the same chunk.
Right.
But it was funny because she was texting me about certain people, and spoiler alert, she's like, "Oh my god, I can't believe he'd kill her." Blah, blah, blah. She's like, "I really liked her," and only seeing 2 episodes of her, she had a pretty cool arc.
Yeah,
right.
She's a really cool arc in 2 episodes. But then when you're like, oh, well, I've seen 7 years and 6 episodes of a character arc that was built up to be absolutely nothing, that's when you're like, ah, crap.
For sure.
They should have showed her having more of a shitty time.
Throughout the whole thing.
What if she got, captured or something for, a season or a half a season?
That would have been cool.
And she
instead of the
went
dragons.
crazy.
Instead of the dragons.
It was her that got captured and some shit, like something to make that descent into madness more comprehensible.
Imagine someone else having to have the dragons though. Imagine she being captured and someone else having to watch over the dragons.
Well, John would be really.
But I'm saying long ago.
Yeah.
We're thinking
imagine she had got captured in season 3 by the Lannisters. Or something crazy, maybe not Lannisters, because they probably would have just offed her.
I would say maybe another Dothraki horde, even though there's probably wasn't another one like that.
No, maybe the Vale, someone that's not that relevant that wouldn't do anything immediately to her, but maybe the Tullys or someone someone that would have kept her, but then not really acted on it. But again, all in all, I think, there's a lot to worry about in all of what we're talking about. I'm very concerned about their writing styles and what they're going to do with our one of our favorite series, his favorite, one of my favorite.
Yeah.
But, we shall see, man.
We went right into Game of Thrones immediately.
Oh, yeah.
I love that.
Yeah.
I love it.
So if you guys didn't know, we're now talking about Game of Thrones.
What?
So, our one and only topic is to talk about this series finale for Game of Thrones, Season 8, Episode 6. We did do an over-unders. I think we all said it was going to be around 85 to 90-ish.
Mm-hmm.
And as the overall season on Rotten Tomatoes, 68%.
Yeah.
Fans-wise, overall, 37%.
That's crazy.
That's nuts.
Yeah, nuts. And
it's weird.
Disappointing.
It's weird how the critics have it that high compared to the fans, though.
Oh, it's paid
the
off.
fans. Well, no. But the fan score is from those diehards.
Yeah.
But then the critic score is what worries me about. It's all those people that are kind of like us, where it's at the end of the day, I'm gonna probably give it a 60 because the cinematography, because of the music, because of the actors and actresses. Regardless if you didn't like their storyline. Emilia Clarke's performance as Daenerys in episodes 5 and 6 was phenomenal.
I thought so too.
Was amazing.
Yeah.
We all, no, Scolacci said he didn't like it, right?
Didn't like the finale?
Yeah, last night.
Yeah,
we all watched.
he
So we all
did say
watched
that.
the finale together. for the first time this season. We all watched it together,
that's true.
which is pretty crazy. We kind of like said we have to watch this one together so that like afterwards, and then like I'm the biggest hypocrite because like I'm like no one talk, and then I'm like oh my god, and I'm like I'm the one talking. I'm like crap. But
I was bugging out more about the little dot on the screen.
Oh my god!
I was looking at it
saw that
wait
a
in the middle
couple
of the
times.
screen,
Dude,
right?
I literally-
knew it was there.
I don't want to be that
was like,
guy.
Yo, I thought it was not. I thought that was
I
part
thought
of
it was
the
a
shot.
bug.
Wait, 2 water bottles, by the way. We'll talk about
Oh,
that
yeah,
in
I
a
have
second.
that
We'll talk
down.
about that in a second,
Yeah,
Joe.
I don't want to be that guy, but I literally, if I knew those dots were gonna be there, I would have stayed the fuck.
Can we talk about
I literally just like was staring at the dots half the episode.
I also want to talk about the fact that like so we all went to our buddy's basement and we're getting ready to watch it and we're having a little bit of trouble logging in, and I could like noticeably see that Joe was getting like more frustrated by the minute. That not like mad at the kid, like not at our friend, but he was just getting mad because he's like, okay, like I'm anxious, like
Yeah, we gotta get this started.
we gotta do this. Like, what's going on? Like, yeah, like what is this gonna start? Well, what's gonna happen? And then like I think like to get the headset off of the screen,
Oh yeah.
he sprinted. Joe sprinted to get that thing. I saw him move the fastest that he ever has. So
Oh man.
So yeah, let's get right into it with some specific things for this episode. I got a couple of things that I listed down. First off, one of the best shots of this episode was Denarius walking about to talk to her army, and the 2 wings spread behind her.
Oh man.
Drogon's wings. I thought that was one of the best shots. That gave me chills alone, that one scene. I thought that was awesome. It really gave that evilness to her, it seems like. Like Maleficent.
yes,
Like,
it
it
was
gave
100%
a very
like
big
a Maleficent.
Maleficent feel,
100%
you know?
like a Maleficent feel.
Yeah.
I thought it was slightly
Cheesy?
Like, yeah, like
Yeah.
I liked it a lot. Like I thought it was a cool shot, but I did think it was slightly cheesy.
I thought the
Okay.
Song of Ice and Fire book coming out was cornier than that.
Oh yeah, you did say that,
I thought
right?
that was
I knew it was
saying that.
coming. Did we not know that was coming?
No, I knew it was coming, but like I don't know. I wish they had made maybe like a less reference. Like, oh, we're finishing up the book.
Oh
But
yeah,
yeah,
right,
maybe
right.
Just
Why they
watch
literally
Sam
call
maybe
it.
like writing it or something
Like, yeah,
that.
like,
the
I
last
mean-
scene we see Sam writing it.
Yeah,
Be
that
great.
could...
I mean,
yeah.
it would have been a better ending than Jon going out into the wild and not hearing anything, not seeing anything. Like, it's exciting to see that that's going to happen. Look, I'm very convinced that we're going to get more. Like, it's probably going to be a 5-year break, but I'm very convinced that they have to pick this up. Just because at the end of the day, this is a lot different than Sopranos, where you're left to see if Tony was killed or he wasn't. Like, where everyone's kind of left to speculate.
Yeah.
Well, me and Joe were talking about on the way here is there's way too many storylines to think about. Like, Arya, main character, is somewhere sailing around. We don't know where she's going, we just know she's going west.
Yeah.
Like, we could realistically... And I think this would be an awesome concept. I don't think they'd ever follow it, but I think it would be an awesome concept for them to go and make new characters in that same universe that have relevance, and they're looking for those people. So almost like Rey in Star Wars when she ends up wanting to eventually go find Luke Skywalker. Jon Snow hasn't been seen in years. He wants to be found, so someone goes to find him. Then someone's like, okay, Sansa's ship, Arya's ship crashed years ago, and they haven't been able to find her or her body, and they're convinced that she's still alive, so they send someone there. And then in the meantime, let's just say Sansa's ruling over the north, and is kind of like, okay, like, you know, I want these people to help find my siblings,
Right.
because whatever. And then we get to see Bran grown up, and we get to see how the kingdoms are going. Like, I don't know. I think, in my opinion, I think we're going to get that. Like, I just don't think that... I think they've invested too much money, too much time for them not to give us something like that. But
And if they were to come back, it better be with, like, you know, those same characters. I would hate to see it continue with, like, brand new, fresh characters that the show writers make themselves. Like, I don't know if I
Really?
would, like... Yeah, because you know what? I see that happening with too many other shows.
yeah.
That it's like I'm just not
But
as attached
no, I
to
get
these
it.
characters.
I don't want those characters to be the only ones. I just want them to be part of the storyline. Because at the end of the day, if you think about it,
not as main characters.
no, I know that, but I'm just so technically speaking, they would be the main characters. Because if you think about it, like, my whole thing is you can't really you can't really say like, okay, the main characters of the show are gonna be Arya, Sansa, and Jon. When let's say Arya and Sansa and Jon, no, Arya and Jon are missing.
Right.
They're not the main characters.
Yeah.
You know, they're not going to be shown until the episode 7, 8, whatever.
Sure.
And like again, it's like I don't think you can make Tormund the main character. You can't make Samwell. You can't make Gendry. Everyone else they're all just secondary characters. So the only real person you could is Tyrion. But in my opinion, I think where they left us leaves all of those characters to be amazing secondary characters to a new cast of people coming in and wanting to learn. Like, I mean, call it like a jump the shark or whatever, but like Tyrion's had a lot of intercourse with a lot of people. I'd love to see a Tyrion son storyline. Yeah. I would love to see a Gendry and whoever his wife is eventually, you know.
Sure.
I would love to see who Sansa might end up with, controlling, you know, whatever. But maybe she doesn't because she's now a part of the independent kingdom.
Right.
I don't know. I think there's a lot that they can do with it, but I am optimistic that they're going to wait a little bit and then give us something else.
I can see it happening.
It's going to very much base on the prequels, though, in my opinion. Like, how well they do. If the prequels do well, I think they'll just say, okay, let's keep the traction going.
So what else I got there? You know, I liked the episode. It was pretty good. I thought it was definitely one of the better episodes of this season. You know, everything came full circle. You know, Jon is back at the Night Watch. He didn't want to be king to begin with, so you know, like that burden's kind of off his shoulders. Sansa becoming the queen of Winterfell, literally, you know, becoming a queen. You know, like as she always wanted to. What else did I have here? So that was really it with it being full circle. I mean, Sam becoming the Maester, right?
Arya being on her own.
Yeah,
like
Arya being on her own.
Adventurer. Like.
Yeah. Bran, you know, money hungry. He's now the master of coin.
You know, we did get fitting endings for those characters.
We got decent. Endings.
It was pretty fitting.
I think Bran was
it.
I think Bran's story, like I think that was kind of
Bran, you're saying.
Bran.
Right.
Bran wanted to kill Tyrion, and now he's the hand of Tyrion. Like,
you know, they got it. They got.
I know, but I don't know. I mean, for the most part, most of the characters did get fitting endings.
They did.
I think like. The Brienne thing was a decent wrap up. Like,
so wait, what did she become again?
She's a knight now. Oh, did you guys see the sigil on her armor? By the way,
no.
You should look it up. You should look up the scene.
Yeah,
it's a raven.
Oh,
yeah, it's a three-eyed raven now. So now instead of the Lannister, it's the raven, which is actually pretty.
That
dope.
is very cool.
Yes. Yeah. But again, it's like, that's what I want. Now give us that in 4 years. I can wait 4 years, man. I can wait a couple years to get a storyline with these people again.
Yeah.
What if, I think I said this yesterday, what if from here on out, you know, Bran, he gives the raven, like the three-eyed raven powers over to every future king of Westeros?
That would be pretty cool.
Like everyone that's deserving.
The whole thing is, though, how do you obtain, like...
Well, how did that happen?
That's what I'm trying to
Was
figure.
he chosen? Was he just like?
Well, I mean,
chosen?
he was always destined to be. It was always his. You know, he was chosen, I guess, but it was always his to. You know.
Yeah.
I mean, if he can hand it down, it'd be cool. But I don't know if he can. So that's where I'm like, you know, I'm like,
hey,
can
it was handed down to him though.
No, I know. Hey, dude, I would love it. Trust me, I'm all in for more content of Game of Thrones. Trust me.
I think we all are.
You're not.
You're not.
You're not. Well, not even that. I'm happy with what happened. In the fact that I said this to you on the way, it's like, I'm happy in the fact that if there was another season, I would be very excited. Because I would love to know in 2 years down the line what was happening.
Yeah.
Like, I would love to know from where we just ended what goes on in 2 years. Mm-hmm. Oh my god. I would love to know where all these characters are now. But now it's like, okay, well, we might never see it again. And if we do, it's not going to be for a very long time. So that's where I'm a little bit bothered in the sense that it's like... You know, I don't know.
I'm happy that Jon was the one that killed Dany.
Yeah, I agree.
You know, like, I would have also been okay with Tyrion killing Dany too, but it's alright that it was Jon.
Yo, I thought it was gonna be her. I thought, or Tyrion.
Tyrion.
I thought Tyrion was gonna try to stab her in that scene.
I thought he was going to push her down the steps when she was, right after the dragon wing thing.
Yeah.
Tyrion was walking up
And I
behind.
mean,
was like, yeah.
that would have been really fitting too, because I mean, I thought it was a very emotional scene, and I thought it was a very well executed scene with Tyrion finding Cersei and Jaime buried in the rocks. That was very emotional. I got the feels from that scene too. Like, it was very, very emotional. Like, I thought it was really, a good
It's
scene.
not real that they're gone.
I
It
know.
doesn't feel real. Jaime and Cersei's gone and Game
Right.
of Thrones is over.
I love. So now I went on Reddit because I love reading Free Folk Reddit. Do you
Okay.
Do you watch Free? Do you
No,
look at
but
Free
I
Folk Reddit?
did go on it
You
today.
should go on Free Folk Reddit
I
because it's
did.
like amazing. It's more now a Lord of the Rings stream and everything, but like
It's like
actually
literally a
really-
meme. It's like a bunch of memes.
It's
now.
all just memes and stuff. But one of the this tweet came from someone that goes, "Fact: everyone who thinks Game of Thrones season 8 was a good season also are the people that are going, wait, who is that person? 75 times every scene."
Right.
That's 100% it. The people that liked this season are the ones that are going like the next day you're like talking at the water cooler with them and they're like, "Oh yeah, no, like wait, so like why did the mountain look the way he did?"
Oh my God! Could you
Or
imagine?
why is
Unfriended.
Why is the Hound's face like that? Wait, how did Arya get so good at sword fighting?
Oh my God!
You know what I'm saying?
how?
But like those are the people that like it's like, oh, right,
Yeah.
that's why you like it right now, because you are lost, because you have no clue on what actually happened the past.
I
8
feel like
seasons.
that's like
Right.
50% of the people that watch it nowadays.
Yeah.
It literally, the bandwagon is so big. Like, I don't even, when I talk to people, I can't even tell who's a true fan and who isn't. Like, I think everyone that loves Game of Thrones is a true fan in my eyes. But like, at the same time, it's like,
A more educated.
I think
true
it's
fan.
60. I think it's 60-40. 60 fans from the original, 40% are new fans.
Right.
Because I think the new fans are creeping up, but I think that we saw in the audience score, there's still way too many
Oh,
of the
yeah.
real fans. You know.
yeah. I mean, let's be real. Like, even a lot of the new fans, they can't be happy with this. There's definitely a good amount of people out there that felt the same. Like, just because they started late doesn't mean they didn't feel the same kind of love that we felt for the show.
Of course.
For the record, I want to go back and say I did have one complaint about Varys's, what was it, last episode?
Yeah.
About how they spent too much time on him.
Yeah.
They did.
Yeah, they did.
I mean, he wrote all those letters about who the true heir was.
Didn't
right?
matter.
And it didn't matter.
Yeah.
Didn't matter. Jon is technically the true heir to the throne.
Yeah, and now he's,
Guess
up
what?
north.
He's
Doesn't
up north.
matter.
I mean, maybe they only did that to just throw us off that, okay, it looks like Jon is going to be the king at the end of it, but it wasn't.
I'm still
Yeah.
so surprised that I found this today, and while we're talking Game of Thrones, we might as well go over our list of people we thought were going to die
Yeah, that's a
at
good idea.
the Battle of Winterfell, because I stumbled upon it today.
Ah.
Oh, what a time! So all of us had different lists, but for the most part, I think we all agreed. I think you had the most that were like you said were staying alive, I think.
Okay.
Or you had a lot of like main characters dying, but then
Yeah.
a lot of the sub characters, whatever it was. I'll read it off, and you can agree if you thought it or not. We all kind of wrote it incorrectly, but Jon Snow survived. I think all of us had him surviving the battle. Arya survived, but I know we were a little bit worried. I
Yeah.
know some
Oh,
of us
man.
were like,
I
we
was
weren't
worried.
sure.
I didn't want her dead.
I did have Sansa dying. I thought that was a wrap. I thought she was donezo. Dany, I know it was very mixed. I thought some people were like, oh, maybe she is going to die. Some were like, no way. I had her surviving. Beric, done.
Yeah.
There we go. We got one. The Hound alive. I think we all knew where that was going. Brienne dead. Thought that was.
Yeah,
thought that
me
was.
too.
Yep. Thought that was a lock. Gendry. Thought he didn't have a shot. I thought that was. I know. I think you said he was gonna live.
Yeah, I thought so.
I think you might have been with me. I'm
Gendry?
not even sure.
I
Yeah.
think he might have. I think I thought he was going to die.
Yeah. I don't know. Tormund dead. Thought he was dead.
I think I thought he was
Yeah.
dead too. Night King.
Tyrion alive. I think we all said Tyrion was alive. Varys alive, even though I think I was kind of a little bit on the fence of being like, I think he should die, because like it would have been whatever. Jaime dead. Grey Worm dead. Thought both of them were dead.
Yeah.
Ghost. I think we all thought Ghost was gonna live. I think you were a little worried. I remember you were saying
he's a wolf. He's a wolf, bro.
He's a dire wolf.
He came
It's
out.
different.
Only lost in here, bro. He's good.
I think
Only
I thought
lost
he
to
was
an
going
ear.
to die.
I think you did. Yes, you were the one who said it. I think you said he was living. Maybe not. I don't know. We all did. I think have Lyanna Mormont dying though.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yep.
yeah.
She died. Jorah dead. Samwell alive, even though I wanted him dead. Gilly would have loved to see her die, but she survived. Pod.
Oh, yeah.
I had him dying. Yeah, obviously.
We underestimated
Yeah,
that man.
we underestimated
Every
Pod.
turn.
Now he's wheeling around the king. So
Yeah.
good for that kid. Missandei I had dying. For the record, I had Night King dying on here. I did write Night King dying, even though I didn't think he was going to, because I thought he was going to King's Landing.
I wrote obviously not.
Yeah. And I did have Viserion dying as well. And I had all the other dragons surviving, even though one of them got shot down by an arrow. But
Yeah.
I think I had Rhaegal dying. I definitely.
their own. So that's how we've been this whole season.
We're trying to cope with this, guys. So you got to give us a little, cut us a little slack here.
Yeah. Bran becoming king was like a running joke almost for a lot of people, like as predictions in this season. Is like, oh, Bran's gonna be the one that ends up on the throne, like as a big joke, and it actually happened. That's what I find pretty funny.
Right, like
about
Luke said it as a
You know,
joke.
like literally, and you know he didn't do anything this season instead of being bait. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I still can't believe I said that as a joke and like ran with it and was like, imagine, and then it ended up happening. And
I
Yeah.
thought Sansa wanted it so badly. I did not want her getting it because she
yo,
wanted
when
it that
she
bad.
said no to her brother though, that pissed me off so much more.
Yeah.
That made me literally go, wow, I remember why I hate her now. Like I do genuinely remember why.
I like the
didn't
old
her character.
Sansa a lot. I like.
Bro,
the old
but she
Sansa.
literally said, "Nah, brother, you can't be king."
The old
I mean,
Sansa was also annoying though. In my
She's
opinion.
annoying in a
She's
different way.
always
Now
annoying.
she's just like a Littlefinger clone. Like, oh my god.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
I know she
That's-
learned from the best, right?
Yeah.
Right. She learned from the best, and apparently she didn't learn anything that could, you know.
so this is another thing too that I thought immediately after the episode yesterday, and I saw memes online today about it, about the same thing. Why didn't they just make Jon king after Grey Worm left? Grey Worm and the Unsullied seem to be the ones
Well,
that,
That's the
and
biggest argument.
what's her name? And Theon's sister also had a problem with Jon becoming king as well. I remember that during the meeting. But besides them, once they
Yara.
left, yeah, Yara, right?
Yara doesn't know shit about shit. No
Yeah.
Well,
offense.
Exactly.
So, but for the record, it's like you can't. I mean, they couldn't have. If they made Jon king, like the Unsullied can easily just get on some fucking ships and come back. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah, I guess
they
so.
have a massive army that's gonna follow Grey Worm, and then if like, especially the Dothraki, like I'm almost positive that Grey Worm speaks Dothraki. So if he really wanted, he could go and find out wherever the heck they're going. Because I don't know.
They're really their own rulers in a sense. They're that powerful, and they have
I would,
numbers.
but that's what I'm
biggest army,
saying.
right?
Like,
Numbers.
but who's the army at King's Landing?
There really is no now.
But that's
right?
what I'm saying. So like you make Jon king, and what happens?
Yeah,
It's
you're
gonna
right.
be just
they're
another
they're
massacre.
left
So
totally defenseless.
I definitely
yeah.
agree. I agree with the fact that I would have liked him to stay, but it is a complete. And you might have hated the character arcs this season, but it's a complete character arc for Jon to be as noble as he was, and
Yes.
and go to the Night's Watch,
He was
even though he
noble.
could have stayed.
I
Because
feel like he. I'm sorry.
no, you're good. You're good. No,
I'm so sorry.
no, you're.
I felt like he was a
Don't-
little robotic.
Jon?
This season.
See, I just don't think they gave Jon enough screen time in general this season. I
Yeah.
feel like, you know.
Cersei and Jon, in my opinion.
Cersei got no screen time this season, and then died in such an.
Like, where was the screen time going to? Hold on, let's think about this real fast.
Campfire.
Campfire scene, right.
Bah!
What else? Like, I mean,
Flying dragons to an unknown waterfall.
yeah. I thought something cool was gonna happen there.
Oh,
but
can
it
I make a
just-
comment?
Yeah.
So I'm on Reddit, and someone put up, anyone else find it poetic that despite being born unsullied, Grey Worm ended up being a massive dick? Get it? Because unsullied have their
Yeah.
poopies cut off. So it's like he ended up being an ass. Ha ha ha! Laugh with me.
Oh,
He was an ass, but you know, He lost Denarius.
The real Song of
Jon
Ice and
Snow,
Fire, and it's a
literally.
picture of a water bottle and a coffee cup.
Yeah, let's talk about these water bottles. Like, what
Water
the
bottle
hell?
gate.
What the hell? You know, even after when did that Starbucks cup appear? The 4th episode.
Episode 4. 'Cause
Why
it's
didn't
after
they-
the Battle of Winterfell?
Yeah,
When did they-
why wouldn't they review maybe the episodes remaining, be like, let's see if we messed up anymore. But I guess they didn't, and it was 2 water bottles. One next to Sam, and another one by Davos.
You know what? It's trendy now. It's trendy to do stuff
I guess
like that.
that's the
Well,
thing.
so what I
It's
was
trendy
gonna
to,
say
Game
is
of
that
Thrones.
no, I was gonna say the same thing. Basically, when you think about it, I mean, they're in a better position that they were having people talk about it because it wasn't like you completely. Oh wait, Jaime's hand too. We all saw that. Did you see that?
I didn't
What?
see it at the time, but I
did
did
you see
see
it after?
yes.
What's that?
Jaime's hand when he hugs Cersei, last episode,
Yeah.
the 5th episode.
Yeah.
I'm back.
Is his actual real hand. They forgot to superimpose the...
No
Yep.
way.
Yep.
No way.
Budget issues.
Yeah. Not budget issues. You know how much
Is that
money it
even-
costs to do that?
Yeah, but I thought that wasn't even digitally added. I thought that was an actual.
I guess there's
Glove.
scenes where he doesn't. Maybe it's
What?
fake. Maybe it is fake, but I have seen it. I did see it all over.
I
Maybe
didn't
it was
rewatch
intentional. Was it intentional, you think? Could it have been?
Why would it have been intentional?
Yeah, he doesn't.
I don't know.
what?
It's his
No.
he
last
literally
scene.
doesn't have a
It's his
hand.
last scene, and he's... I don't know.
Nah, I don't.
This is... Luke, you've been saying this the whole season. Fan service, fan service, fan
Yeah.
service. This is literally some fan service cheese.
Fan service and rushing. The 2 things that destroyed this season.
Destroyed this show. Possibly.
I don't know. I still wouldn't say that.
So here's the list of the 11 things that D&D forgot.
Okay.
1, John's lineage.
Mm.
Because again, it didn't really have much relevance, even though he was truly the rightful
Oh.
heir or whatever. 2, Bran warging.
Yeah.
Bran warged.
Right.
Bran warged that whole episode of the whole battle, and then Bran warged in this last episode, and we didn't even see him in the dragon. He
He
said,
wa-
"Let me go find out where he is,"
Yeah.
and didn't even
Would've
go to
loved
him.
to see
I would have
that.
loved
I would've
that.
loved
Would
the
have, in
last
my opinion, that would have bumped that shit up.
Hell
If
yeah.
the last scene was us from a bird's eye view, looking at a place we've never seen before.
Yeah. Right.
What if
Maybe a
Drogon
place
wasn't
that
alone?
Arya will soon
Yeah,
discover.
but that's the thing. What if you from the bird's eye view heard another What if you heard like another dragon roar? Imagine that, and then it cuts. Amazing. I'm not pissed off. I'm a little still bothered, but genuinely, that's a better. Whatever. Next, Arya's face changing skills.
Yeah. Not once.
Where?
No, she could have easily went and put her face as an Unsullied
Yeah.
and gotten into the army. And for the record, I thought that was going to happen because there were multiple scenes in this season where Unsullied certain faces are focused in on. And I
Yeah.
was very much convinced that it was going to be something important about that. But didn't happen. Jaime's arc, Jaime's character arc. What a time.
When.
Just when we thought he changed.
Nothing
Yeah.
nothing like him doing a complete
180. Right?
360.
Yeah,
goes
'cause he went back to the
Oh,
same
yes.
shit from
Yeah.
the
Yep,
beginning.
360. Brienne and Jaime. That was pointless.
I guess it was
Yeah,
an
I'm
end game.
happy. Braun's subplot.
Terrible.
He-
What
he-
subplot?
Yeah, exactly.
what?
Yeah. He literally went,
Another scene we did.
You guys owe me money. Don't forget.
Wait,
Bye."
why?
I'm poor. Why?
No, but that's what I'm saying. Braun's
Oh,
subplot.
I thought we made a bet on something.
I was like,
on
oh
the
god,
show.
I don't
was
bet.
You both like went in your pocket. You're like,
we
"Mother-"
were like,
You remembered? Like,
Shh, Frank, don't tell.
Where's my money, man? Where's my money?
the horse.
The white horse, right?
You know what? I don't really care about it as much because I'm going to say that Bran sent the horse. I don't care. I don't care if I.
Sure.
I'm not gonna. I don't care. I'm gonna say that Bran did it to save his sister,
Sure.
and that's the only reason that we needed it.
Yeah.
That's the only reason. Fine. F it. Screw it. That's what we'll go with. So stop complaining about the horse.
I wanted that.
The Lord of Light.
Sorry.
Don't forget about the Lord of Light, guys. Had all this relevance. Who? The Lord of Light, right? Yeah, exactly. The guy that was bringing people back and crap. And, yeah. Prince that was promised, Azor Ahai. Have you guys ever...
Never heard of that before.
No, never. No relevance. Yeah. I don't know. Man, it just... look, it's again, I'm not here to complain, but it's just like, we got so excited for Tower of Joy. And then when they didn't give us what Tower of Joy actually was until, what, the next season? When we finally found out, it had no relevance but the fact that Jon didn't want to do his aunt. And that then he had to end up killing her.
Right. No, that's true.
And then had no rightful heir to the throne because he killed his aunt, but instead of him just saying she flew away after burning the throne.
Right, and a lot of my friends from school, they said the same thing. Like, why? Like, how did they find out that Jon killed her? Jon, like, as we saw in season 7, he's not a liar.
No,
you know?
he's not.
Stupidly noble.
Yeah, stupidly noble. So it's
That's the arc, though. But that's
All
the thing.
Starks
Like,
are like that. I swear to God.
yeah.
Well, at least the dumb male ones. Holy crap.
I planned out the whole thing though. I was like, I would have stabbed my arm. I would have laid right by the blood, like where the blood was.
Yeah.
Because there was a pool of blood. I would have just like stabbed my arm, like laid there, started yelling, been like, guys, come in. She stabbed me and ran and flew away. The end. There you go. Happy. Then Tyrion can say, he's the prince. Like,
You know-
the thing that bothers me is that I understand why they were bothered by him doing it and it was wrong. Like, it doesn't still justify his claim.
Right.
But how is Tyrion not going to sit there and say, like, I know his true lineage? Do they just not want anyone to know?
Right, exactly.
Like, Sansa knows, Arya knows, Bran knows, Tyrion knows, and is that it?
He's a man of the Night's Watch now. It doesn't matter.
But
I wouldn't even
Same
consider...
Daemon.
So, like, Jon is kind of in the same position as, like, Jaime Lannister, like, as being a Kingslayer, I guess you could say.
Queenslayer, huh?
Queenslayer.
Wow.
He's now the Queenslayer.
yeah, but what happened to Jaime?
He was fine.
He was fine.
Also, isn't it Jon's right to kill Denarius because it's like they're having a war together because he's the rightful king? Meanwhile, you know...
I mean, he's a true heir.
Denarius. Right, so why is that even treason? Besides the Unsullied not being happy about it, because he's the rightful heir.
I mean, it technically was treason, I guess. She was the acting queen of the Seven Kingdoms
Not,
in that.
you know, not if he's the rightful heir.
Well, who took the throne?
Listen,
Oh.
I know who took the throne, but I'm just saying, like... You see, that's the only thing. I could understand that they didn't want to make Jon the king because maybe it would have been too predictable, and that's not what they want Game of Thrones to be, predictable. But still, like, I don't know, man.
I think at the end of the day, man, if you make Jon the king, I know there's going to be problems with the whole, like, Unsullied and the Dothraki, whatever.
Yeah.
It would have been an amazing shot if I had gotten no closure on what ends up happening, if you had just shown Jon in the future, past the wall with a beard, looking onto what has been rebirthed as the North. People past the wall that aren't fighting with each other. Him being a warden of the North just entirely. Basically the king of the North when you think about it, because his people will remember for what he did. Because at the end of the day, he's getting sent to the Night's Watch, but like they're not going to forget that he slayed the woman that almost killed the entire world.
Yeah.
They weren't stopping her. Let's get that straight.
No, oh my god. And like, that's why, like, I had some people asking me, like, that were like more recent viewers, and they were like they hadn't watched the whole thing, so they were like, oh, like why did he have to? And I said, I'm like, he had to kill her because she even said, like, when Jon said, what about the people that don't support what your views are? She said they don't have a choice. And that's when, in my opinion, that's when it fully went and he clicked and said, I have to do this. After hearing it from Tyrion, from hearing it from Varys, after hearing it from all these people, after him seeing it all firsthand, the fact that, you know, I mean, it completely wrapped up exactly where I thought it was going.
I think it even made more reason for Jon when, you know, he knows what Sansa was gonna decide, you know? And even Arya too. You know, like Arya said to Jon, like, just don't forget where you came from, like, remember who your family is. Yeah. I don't know.
Honestly, good thing the Starks all treated him well. Besides, like, Catelyn obviously didn't, but like,
Well, she's
he could have really turned.
You mean
things
Lady
up.
Stoneheart?
Oh yeah, her heart was stone towards Jon Snow.
But
You see, that'll be something that'll be interesting if they do bring the show back to add in the stuff that they didn't put in from the books in these past seasons. Like maybe bring Lady Deathheart or what is it, Oakheart?
Stoneheart.
Wrong both times there.
The second one's from the spell from Skyrim. Oh no, Oak Flesh. I'm sorry.
Like bring that into play maybe if they bring the show back.
Lady Starbucks cup.
You know, like we said, Lady Starbucks cup. Like we said last episode, how like the dragons, you know, reproduce on their own, like bring more dragons into play. And once again, I would have loved to see Bran warg a damn dragon at least once during this whole season, and they didn't. And like it made me totally forget about the thing with Arya with the face changing. Like I wish we saw that at least once, you know? Like show us the skills that you've developed in past seasons, or what was it all for?
Do you think Arya's swordmaster was the Faceless Man?
That's a great question. I'd like to believe that he was a faceless man.
Well, because what
But I could never give a proper answer to that.
What's his name? Oh my god.
Game of Thrones character?
Yes.
Were you talking about
The
Syrio?
Faceless Man.
Oh,
Syrio. Jack and Hagar is the Faceless Man.
Right.
Syrio.
Is the dancing man.
Syrio
Yeah.
Farrell is the
the
dancing
Yes.
master. Yes.
Yeah.
First Sword of Bravo.
That's another. This is kind of just the thing that it goes back to me that I get most frustrated at is they leave you with this like dangling low hanging fruit where it's like, oh, this could be a thing. Like you never saw Syrio die. Like, ooh, the only person left from the battle is Howland Reed.
Yeah, right.
Mira Reed somehow decided to go back north. Where did she even go?
Probably back to her home.
Which is...
It's somewhere near the...
I don't think it's
Tower of
north,
Joy.
though. I think it's...
No, it's somewhere near the
south.
Tower. I think it's like... I don't remember if she was by the Eyrie, if their house was near the Eyrie and shit.
But the whole thing is, it's like, I don't have a problem with us not seeing her again, but that whole, like, Howland Reed's the only person that survived that thing. So, like, maybe make a little subplot where
Nothing
you...
in the show.
Maybe
Nothing.
where you make a little subplot of them going and trying to find him to confirm it. Like...
Frank's probably like, who?
Yeah, I mean, I agree with you.
Oh, you...
No, you know who Howland Reed is, right?
Yeah,
the guy that's at Tower of Joy, the one who really killed...
I always forget Frankie's like a little bit into the books. Like he's
Frankie
pretty
is.
far into that.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know much about the books, so I can't read. Never learned how, probably never will. But I have an interpreter who is Zach Allen, who normally, like on my long car rides, he'll give me a call and kind of tell me what was right in the books that the show is doing bad. So I have an interpreter. Shout out to Boy. So I'm very good. He's basically like an audible book for me.
Okay.
You know, so he basically reads me chapters as I go nappy times.
Is it an audible book? Audio book?
No, an audible.
Audible?
is the.
Don't sit! Don't sit!
Do you know what audible is?
Yeah, it's the thing I do in Madden.
Do you know what audible is?
It's the thing I do in Madden.
Do you know what audible is?
If I say the same thing again, could you tell me what Audible is?
Audible it's like a website. It's an app that people use to get books read to them. Like you get audio books.
Oh, that's crazy! I have Game of Thrones audiobooks.
You have Game of Thrones audiobooks?
No, my bad. Lord of the Rings and The Hobbit.
I want to get the
That's
Game of
it.
Thrones ones because I would love to do it on my commute. Like, because I can easily throw it on in the morning, and then just like it takes me like an hour and a half to get to work each day from and to. So like for me, I would love that. But
It'd be like you're driving through Game of Thrones.
I would love to get the Audible for Game of Thrones while reading the book and just follow along with it. I think
Yeah.
I would like that even better.
That would be
read,
dope.
so-
Yeah.
I would just be looking for like shapes and stuff in the books and pictures, but they don't have those.
That
So,
reminds
like,
me. I gotta get it on a
Show.
cassette player so I can do
a
Lord of the Rings.
cassette player.
For Lord of the Rings, dude, they're all in like cassettes. All of them. My Uncle Vinny gave them to me. The Hobbit came in like this like wooden box thing, and I was like, oh, I want to watch that.
Interesting.
Watch
You
that.
mean listen.
Listen.
Sorry,
Right.
all visual.
You know, another thing I'm realizing too, which is not making me happy that Bran became the king. Bran was gone for a whole season. Remember that? He wasn't even in a season of Game of Thrones.
Was that season 6?
Yeah, it was
that
around
season
there,
7?
right?
It was 6.
I think 6 is when Hodor died, so I think he was in 6.
5.
Yeah, it might have been 5.
It was 5.
Yeah, like
It
he
was
wasn't
5.
even in a season.
Well, they needed to show him, I guess, age a little bit. They didn't want to show him becoming the three-eyed raven. They wanted to show him already there. They didn't want to. They wanted to skip right to it.
Another thing I wanted to point out: the vision of the snow in the broken room. So they filmed that way back. Do you think they knew what their ending was going to be?
I don't know.
When they filmed that, or did they?
Yes,
You think so?
I think at that point, I think George R. R. Martin
Said
talked to
this
D&D.
yeah.
I think a little bit before that. Maybe he didn't at that point, and he just told them like the three, like, what was it, like the three? It wasn't really a prophecy. It was more or less like the visions that she had. Wait, what was it? One with Khal Drogo and the baby.
Yeah.
One with the Iron Throne, and what was the other one?
I'm
The
assuming
remember the
dragons,
dragon
right?
flying over? What's it called?
What's it called?
King's Landing.
Yeah, right. So that was the other vision.
So I follow an account on Instagram called Game of Thrones Not Official.
Okay.
Not official Game of Thrones. They put up a lot of stuff, right? So I'm reading a thing that just came out 2 hours ago. HBO is already working on the Game of Thrones prequel, which we knew.
Mm-hmm.
The working title is called Blood Moon. And the synopsis is taking place thousands of years before the events of Game of Thrones. The series chronicles the world's descent from the golden age of heroes into the darkest hours. From the horrifying secrets of Westeros history to the true origin of the White Walkers, the mysteries of the east to the Starks of legends, only one thing is for sure: it's not the story we think we know. That's the synopsis.
I mean,
Okay.
I'm pumped. I hope it's great.
I'm pretty impressed that I read that because I still don't know how to read, but
I'm pretty pumped about that too. I just,
Thanks, guys.
what worries me is it's like going to be a Walking Dead situation where they come out with Fear the Walking Dead, and I'm not as attached to those characters as I am to
but the
Walking
thing with
Dead.
it's a little bit different though because Fear the Walking Dead is set in the same time. So Fear the Walking Dead is when the exposure happens. Same time period.
Yeah.
So where this is a prequel completely thousands of years in the past. So like Fear the Walking Dead, you don't have the attachment. It's also because it's like, oh, well, you don't know these people's stories. You haven't built the relationships with them. You don't know.
Yeah.
This, what we're getting with Game of Thrones, is before the Night King, before all that. So we're about to learn about that stuff. We're about to learn about all these histories and these secrets of like things we knew, things that have been told throughout the books or through the stories that we know that maybe aren't so true. So that's why I think I'm like, okay, like
Sure.
this is interesting to me, but
Any final thoughts on Game of Thrones? It's been a good ride until the end.
Yeah, the car was starting to fall apart.
Yeah.
So they had to tape it up as best they could, and they left a few water bottles behind.
Yeah,
Car
left
was
a
gone.
few water bottles.
it's basically when you get your parents buy you a bike. It's the best bike ever for 4 years, maybe 5 or 6 years. And then when you get a little bit older, you still have the same bike, but your homies ask you to go ride, and you're like, yeah, sure. So then you go and try to take the bike, and the chain is loose, and the chain keeps falling off. It still rides, but the chain keeps falling off. So the joy that you had with it, you don't have the same joy because it's not the same bike that you
But you
used to
have
love.
those fond
Well
memories.
said.
But you have those fond memories.
Yeah, well said.
You guys, we gotta make. I'm gonna just make a postcard company or a birthday card company.
A book of
Yeah.
poems.
Book of poems. It's not about those, but it's about the friends we made along the way. Game of Thrones season whatever.
Oh God.
Alright, well, I think that'll do it for us on this episode of Podcast with Frank. If you enjoyed this episode, make sure to like, subscribe, and share. I don't know what that is. It sounds like a marble.
I think the dog is angry about Game of Thrones as well.
Follow us on Instagram and Twitter at Podcast with Frank. I want to join my co-host, as always, Luke Ganz.
Hi, bye guys.
And I want to thank my cameraman, as always, Joe Critelli, as well.
Rest in peace, Game of Thrones.
Congrats
And,
to Joe for not getting fired this
Oh,
episode.
yeah.
Let's
Congrats.
get
Thank
a
you,
clap.
everybody. Thank you. Tried my
You're
hardest.
fired.
And yeah, we had a great time reviewing these Game of Thrones episodes. A great time and not a great time reviewing these episodes.
It's been fun at the end of the day because it's been interesting that we're just doing this now since it's just like, this has been something we've always been passionate about, like kind of movies and TV, like since we were however old. So I think it's really cool that now we kind of all get to like kind of click back and like I know, like, again, like, I've kind of, like, started to, like, see you guys a lot more. We've always been very good friends.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like now we're back into this whole thing.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that's what makes it a lot more exciting. It's like we've always kept up with each other with the show, but, like, last night, how we all watched it together, like, the finale,
Yeah.
that was something that was kind of like same thing with this. It's like it was awesome, and it's been a joy that we've been able to do it.
Yep.
Even though it wasn't how we wanted it, it still was something that, you know, was very memorable for the fact that, you know, we
Found
did
it, Frank.
that.
For
Yeah.
sure.
Super fans. But yeah, no, I mean, I agree.
All right. Well, with that being said, we're going to close it up. Thank you for watching, as always. Peace out.
Peace out, Flavortown.